What's up, everybody? It's been a minute since we've done some ham radio related content, so we're here in my messy studio right now. So I ended up selling my Elecraft K3 recently and decided to go a different route with some new equipment that I've been eyeballing for a while. So my K3 was pretty well loaded. I had the pan adapter, had the speaker with it, so you know, I got it sold for a decent price, and it was gone within 24 hours. So we had guys fighting on QRZ over it. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to unpack everything that I got in the last 4 to 8 hours while I was busy, and I figured I'd wait till I got it all to show everything to you guys. So one of these boxes I kind of already opened, and we'll start there. I got some of this from Main Trading Company, and I got the rest of it from Ham Radio Outlet in Anaheim. So just depending on a few little factors, but Main Trading out of Texas, they don't charge tax, so for out-of-state stuff. And most businesses don't know, like, based upon the tax nexus, sometimes you do and sometimes you don't need to charge the tax. So they know smart enough to know that they don't meet the nexus threshold, so it saves me hundreds of dollars. So why wouldn't I order from them versus somebody else? So, not to mention the service is great for Maine as well. I called when I had a question about it, and they were like, yep, picked up the phone on like the second or third ring. So Main Trading Company, pretty happy. MTCRadio.com is those guys. So the rest of the stuff came from HRO Anaheim, and I think one of them came out of Portland because they didn't have it in stock at Anaheim. So we're going to start with this box here in the back. And first thing we got is an Arrow antenna kit. This one's the 10 WBP model. So this has got the it's got the 2 bands in it, and this is what I'm going to use to do some APRS packets with the space station. I did it years ago, maybe even tried to attempt to contact with the space station, but I did it years ago with this very antenna. I don't know where the heck mine went over the years, but after I've moved a couple times, no clue. But this one's got the duplexer in it and stuff like that, so this one should be good to go. And yeah, so this is the Arrow 2 handheld portable satellite antenna. So already pre-tuned, ready to go. All you gotta do is put it together. So great product from last time. Bought another one again. We're probably gonna use the Kenwood handheld for that to do the APRS packets like I did last time. So next thing up is I got an antenna for the D75, the Kenwood. So this one's a SRH 999. This one covers 6 meter, 2 meters, 70 centimeters, and 23 centimeters. And the reason why I wanted those 4 bands is that radio has a pretty good receive range on it for all kinds of bands. And I don't know the specifics off the top of my head, but I figured this would be a good antenna to use with that one. So we'll give that one a shot. Next up was just an adapter that we're going to probably need for SMA to run that radio on a regular antenna setup. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's actually SMA to BNC, so I hope I got an SMA to BNC adapter around here somewhere, which I probably do. So but this is going to make it so I can use, I got a big diamond antenna on the side of the house that does 2 meters, 70 centimeters. So this will probably we use that with that antenna. That's what if I remember right, that's why I ordered that for. So next up, best microphones in the game, Heils. This one's a 781G studio microphone. The radio I got, which we'll get to here in a little bit, doesn't come with a microphone. And Bob Heil was always super awesome to talk to at any show I went to that he was there, like NAB or any of the ham fests and whatnot, and he was quick to answer emails if you had a question directly for him too. So Bob did a lot for us in the ham radio space and the audio space. He's even in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which is pretty hard to do as a non-musician. So anyways, the 781G should be perfect for what we're going to use it for. Beautiful microphone, and it was even on sale. And then we also got the adapter cable that we're going to need, which, by the way, on Heil's website, it tells you exactly what you're going to need based upon what you buy. And then also, I haven't had one of these yet, but this is just a little push-to-talk switch. So this will hook in line with the radio and other equipment, and it's just a, let's see if I can pull it out. Yeah, just a little trigger style push. So figure that might be good for like some POTA days, or maybe even here in my small cramped ham shack, because all I have in here right now for radios is this small bench area right here, which is gonna change as soon as I rearrange some stuff around here and possibly get some new antennas. Anyways, that's the end of the first box. Now we're gonna move on to the rest of them. I'm gonna clear some of this stuff out of the way, and I'll be right back. All right, so hopefully this is a better angle. So moving on to the next boxes. This one is just a jumper and a 3-foot jumper, because I needed some jumpers. I was all out, and these are LMR 400, so super nice AVRs, and yeah, that's a nice cable, man. Next one we got here. Someone should probably tell HRO packing peanuts are very overrated and a pain in the butt. Ooh, this is kind of heavy. Microphone base with a push to talk built into it, so that should be pretty nice. A Pro Set Elite. And this is probably what the push to talk is going to be used with for the IC705 or the IC7300. I bought a cable for both. That way I could use this Pro Set with either one and have good audio quality if I'm out doing a POTA or something like that. Or even here at the house when I'm trying to be quiet. Oh yeah, nice headset. Look at that. That looks... Ooh, it's even got soft covers on the side. This was for the headset, and it works with push to talk for the headset for the this one's for the 705, and this one is a AD-1-IHT. That's for using that headset with the IC705. This cable is the AD-1-IC. This is for the 7300. Alright, to the meat and potatoes of this whole entire thing. There's a speaker here and there's a rig here, and you probably can't see it just yet, but I'm going to open the speaker first, and I'll probably give you a hint of what's coming next. I wonder if this is a hint to what's coming next. Kenwood speaker. So can you guess what's in the next box? Now, before I open this box, I'm going to tell you it was a really, really, really tough decision between this radio and the IC7610. Now, this one I found for only $600 more than the 7610, and the 7610 had some features that I thought were better than this radio, like the second receiver. But something about this radio just made me keep coming back to it. It has the CW decoder and the RTTY stuff in it, and the PSK stuff built into it. It just seemed like anybody who owned one of these radios was really happy with it, and I never see them come up for sale. And if you never see them come up for sale, that says a lot about a radio. So I took the chance on it and said, you know what, I'm going to try this one out first and see what happens, because everybody I talked to said they loved it. So it was a tough call, tough decision, but found a good deal at mtcradio.com. No tax, free shipping, and I said, you know what, the deal's too good. Got to give it a shot, see what happens with it. So inside this box is the radio that a lot of people, when they own the 7610 and they own this radio, they say that they like this radio better, even though the Icom has the second receiver and stuff like that. So I guess we'll find out, because I have some time behind the 7610 and I really liked it. So and I've got a 7300 here on the desk that I use for FT8 all the time, with an antenna that I have outside. And I guess we're going to find out. But my next project after this is going to be putting the bigger antenna system up that I have that's been waiting. So this was a hard decision to get this one over the Icom, when I've been an Icom fan for the last 10-15 years. And but I've also been a Kenwood fan, so I'm pretty excited to open this box and take a look at it firsthand for myself, because every HRO I went to in the last 3-4 months when I was in Sacramento or I was down in LA. They were always sold out of this radio, so I could never play with it firsthand to really decide if I wanted it or not. So I took the giant chance by ordering it, bringing it here, and I'll do a full review on it when I'm done playing with it. But let's go ahead and open the box. First up, fuses, adapter for, it looks like an 8-pin, another adapter, and your good old trusty power cable. We don't see that very often anymore. You get the full schematics for the radio. That's pretty cool. And if you hadn't guessed it, this is a TS-890. And oh, I like how they gave you the big thick paper manual. That's nice. That's heavy, but ooh, those knobs feel really good. Ooh, that VFO knob feels great too. Big display, a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and set this bad boy up and get it on the desk, get all my other accessories set up for it, and we'll give it a try, and we'll just do a basic test on it, and I'll share it with you guys when we get it on the desk. So far, this feels really nice, and if I'm being honest, the controls do feel better than the 7610. So I guess we'll play with it a little bit more and see how it goes. But so far, this is looking like a nice rig, really nice rig. So totally forgot I'm gonna have to set up the LAN with it too, so we can maybe try some remote control. All right, I'm gonna get it set up and then I'll share it with you guys. All right, let's get some first impressions of this thing. Let me go ahead and crank it up a little bit. I got some stuff tuned up on FT8. Not a bad waterfall there coming through. Yeah. This lens probably isn't the best for that, but speaker sounds decent, but I have the phonema kit on the way. You see the mic's hooked up. I was using the headphones for the headset portion of it. And so far I'm really digging it. All the buttons, the way they're laid out is really nice. And it receives really, really well. So I'm really happy with the receive on it so far. It's really good. The menu system's taken me a little bit of a minute to figure out. Like I had to figure, like this was the main button to change the band scope and stuff like that. Get rid of it. And then there are some other options I had to kind of figure out how they all work. But it's nice having the buttons here. Like you want to change a mode, you just click a button. You want to change a band, just click a button. And then the filtering, you want to do the filtering, hit a button. So pretty happy with that so far, and in the way it's kind of came out. So first initial impressions after using it for about an hour last night were really good. The audio quality is great. It's just as good as my K3, if not a little bit better, actually. And the filtering works pretty good, but you just need to know how to actually tweak them to get what you want out of them. So anyways, so far so happy with it. I haven't made a phone contact with it yet or a FT8 contact with it yet, but I'm going to probably work on that a little bit more later tonight and actually get some contacts out of it. But this video is just supposed to be for the unboxing anyways. So anyway guys, I'm going to say 73s and look forward to some more updates on this one coming soon. See ya.